Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey, beautiful day out here. Last day of the week. We've got mulch tomorrow. Back on schedule here with our mowing. And we do have rain coming tomorrow and Sunday. But I think we're going to be okay to get the mulch done. Of course, it's Memorial Tournament week here in Ohio. And, well, in Dublin. Very close to Columbus, and that means rain. Always means rain. But yards are looking great. I've had a lot of good comments about the difference in people's yards since I've been running the Skag. Just got a comment this morning from a gentleman who has 3 of the bad boy mowers, and he says he hasn't gotten 44 hours combined out of any of them, and they've been in for warranty work, all 3 mowers. Tell you what, buddy, I've been there. I know what it's like. Not everybody can afford a Skag, but if you can, sell them and regroup, because it's the only way you're going to have peace of mind on that mower. Anyway, people keep asking, Doc, when are you going to get a chute blocker? It's not going to be at least until the end of August, guys. I just bought a $1,700 pair of twills, okay? We had to pay $1,300 to pay off the bad boy, so we didn't have any debt going into the Skag, and we bought the Skag. I would like to be able to recoup some money before we just go spending more. Okay, so hang tight. I know it's driving everybody nuts seeing grass in beds, but you know what? That's why I mulch it, and that's why I use good mulch, because it blows right off the top of it. So anyway, today we are going to talk about my first year in business and some of the rattiest jobs I had to do, and that I did for peanuts. I'm telling you guys, I literally worked at houses to get gas money to go to another house to do another job. And I'm not sure, and I think there's quite a few, but I don't think there's the majority would do what I had to do to get to where I am now. I'm just not sure anymore, because I just don't think there's the drive and ambition in America like there used to be. A lot of you guys don't know, I used to be homeless. I lived in a car. That's one thing people fail to realize. I started with absolutely $0. And I started with $11, and that was all I had in my savings account. And I took that out to buy flyers to go flyer neighborhoods, and that's where it started. And it also started off of Craigslist. If you guys remember Craigslist, it's still out there, but you know, it's kind of a taboo thing. But that's how Doc started, and that's how it's grown into what you see today. And I'm just not sure, probably 10% of the people would do what I had to do to get where I'm at now. I know it's easy to sit there and say, well, I would do it. I don't know. It's easy to say you would do it, but when you're faced with it, would you do it? But anyway, I got to get this little one done. You guys know this one if you follow the channel. And I'll show it to you after I'm done, as soon as I get it finished. And then we'll get some footage at the big one. And that's where Doc started his lawn care career at. And yeah, we're going to talk about some really nasty jobs I did for some really low pay. Like I said, man, when I started, if there was a YouTube, I certainly didn't know about it. So, and people around here in our area wasn't very kind to give away information. So anyway, see you soon. Okay, there is that yard all done. On to the next one, guys. Okay guys, as I mow this, I want as many of you who will participate in this experiment with me as possible to think of this. I want you to imagine push mowing this property with a 21-inch non-self-propelled push mower, because you have to make extra money to get your lawn care dream started. This is where my dream started, and I can honestly say it's become a reality. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't have it any other way. It was massive amounts of back-breaking work, but I just want you to think about this as I'm mowing this. Imagine it being 96 degrees and you're out here with a push mower for 4.5 hours. So let's get to work. Okay, guys, that's it. That's my very first yard, my very first start in lawn care. My question to you, would you do it? Would you come out here with a 21-inch push mower and spend 4.5 hours push mowing this? That's the question. I never thought I would, but when you're hungry and you want something so bad, you will do what it takes to get it. Now, at the end, I'll answer, would I do it again at this age? And you may be surprised at my answers, but hey, I'll see you soon. All right, guys, this is the last one of the day of the week, and I'm 100% caught up. Man, so I wanted to tell you about the first mulch job I ever did in my lawn care career. It was rough. Anyway, had a guy ask me if I did mulch, and I said, well, I've never done it, but I can try it. He said, well, I got 60 bags at my house. How much would you charge me? And I said, well, I was thinking in my head, man, I need money bad, like really bad. So I told him $1 a bag. Now, guys, I don't know if you know what 60 bags is. But there's roughly, it was 2 cubic foot bags. There's roughly 15 to 17 2 cubic foot bags in a yard. So I basically did almost 4 yards of mulch. I would say 3.5 yards for $60 labor. What a disaster. You talk about losing your tail. And I didn't only do it once. Right after him, there was a lady that had 120 bags of mulch, and I did those for $1 a bag. Can you think? I want you to think about that for a minute. It just makes me cry. And I've said so many times this last week in the videos, you know, every opportunity that goes by that you do a job, you're either winning on that job or you're losing on that job. But I had a guy call me up in really rough part of town. He said, hey man, I got this house. I need to get all the brush cleared off the house. It's about 94 degrees out. I'm out there with no shirt on. You know, I'm young, 37, 38. I'm grabbing it, man, I'm ripping it. I'm tearing this stuff out. Come to find out, it was poison ivy. So for $150 to take all that stuff down around the house with no shirt on, I ended up with one of the worst cases of poison ivy I ever had in my life. Almost ended up in the hospital, very close. Ended up getting shots on 4 different occasions. And I'm telling you, I want to hear your stories, man, because mine were rough. Mine were rough. I've done things for little to no money just to have work. And it reminded me of my buddy Scott in New Jersey. Called me yesterday and he said he was out mowing, and this guy come up to him and said, hey, I'll give you $25 to cut my yard. And Scott was like, yeah, I don't think so. And the guy says, hey, half a sandwich is better than no sandwich. Well, I beg to differ. Okay, I would rather stay put and have no sandwich than work all day to have half a sandwich. Okay, so I'm telling you, I've done some crazy things, man, in this business, and I've done some crazy things for money you guys would laugh at. But when you don't know, you don't know. That's why YouTube is such a blessing to so many people, because when somebody tells you, hey, you're not charging enough and you need to charge this much, listen to them. Stop wasting time. Go for it. Anyway, I got to get this yard cut. I'll show it to you when we're done, and maybe I'll tell you one more story. Look, this is crazy, man. And Sarah's going to hear this, but it was funny. I actually had a lady offer me services for mowing her yard, and I was like, no, no. I didn't even know what to think about that. I actually called my dad when it was over, and I was like, you are not going to believe what this lady just asked me. And I can't remember how it was put, man, but she was like, if you want to come in for a while, you can, and then if you don't mind cutting my yard. I'm like, no, I'm good. No. Oh, it was crazy. Anyway, let me get this cut. I'll show it to you when I'm done. I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, there we are. Last yard of the day. Got some nice stripes going on. Whew, got my new blades on yesterday. And this thing is running like a champ, man. Wow. So no need to wash it. We got rain coming the next 2 days. Abel and I will be out to mulch tomorrow and do a couple hedges, and we'll bring you a video on that if we can, unless it rains on us. But man, what a day. Almost 90. It's hot, and I'm trying to lose weight. I've already lost 17 pounds, trying to get down to about 160 so I can start exercising and get myself a little bit of base and try to build a little muscle. It's harder as you get older to build muscle, so I'm going to try. But anyway, guys, I want to hear your stories about how you started, and I want to know, would you do what I had to do to get your business going? It's simple as that. Would you do what I did? Not buying a new mower and doing it, not doing all that stuff. Would you go through the same thing I had to go through? My first year, and I still have the tax return, $1,015. $1,015 is what I made in lawn care my first year. Second year was a little over 15. Third year was almost 50. So I learned quick, but I did some of the worst jobs you could imagine. I used to dig holes for people and plant plants. I mean, I would plant 8-9 boxwoods for 15 bucks. I just had no idea, man. So it wasn't that I wasn't willing to work, or I didn't know. I just didn't know how to price things. And nobody out here on these mean streets is going to help you price stuff, because they see you as a competitor, period, end of story. If a guy comes from over there and says, hey, excuse me, sir, how much should I charge to plant bushes? I don't have a problem telling him, because I don't want people to struggle the way I did, man. I want them to make money. I want them to make money. I want them to make a lot of money. And it's out here, and you're worth it. So anyway, guys, there's a little bit of my first year horror stories. Let's hear yours. And some of you are going to laugh and say, there's no way I would do what you did. Well, that's the difference between somebody who's willing and somebody who is not willing, in my opinion. If you're not willing to do it, then you're not willing to go through what it takes when things get good. And for me, things are good, man. Yeah, I had to buy a new mower and all that, and I complained and everything. I don't like spending money, okay? It's that simple. Call me what you want to call me. I don't like to spend money. I'm a saver, not a spender. Hold on a second, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. Anyway, I don't know where I was in the video, but I'm going to end it. But hey, I got to give a big shout out to Laura Meadows. She is the #1 female viewer on this channel. Always comments, always awesome And Laura, big shout out to you. And thank you so much for all the support. I want to thank everybody for the support. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to get home. As always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, man. Keep hustling. Don't let people take advantage of you out here. That's where I'm going to leave you with it. And know your worth. So important. I'm out. Peace.